Hopefully everyone's doing well. My name is EQ, aka the Certified Gem Hunter, and welcome to the Stockaholic Space Station. On this episode, we're going to be going over Covalent or CQT. Shout out to Crypto Trainer for bringing this to my attention. Make sure to go give him a follow. But before we get into this video, if you could take a second to throw a like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go check out our Discord program or our Premium Accelerator. That would all be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's get the intro rolling. So Covalent or CQT currently ranks 736 on CoinMarketCap, sitting at 57 cents per token. It is built on the Ethereum network. They have a $28 million market cap, so this is definitely a gem. And when you look at the projects they're working with, it's actually insane that this is only worth 28 million. They have a max supply of 1 billion, and they have 49 million in circulation. One of the best things to see for one of these low cap gems is an audit, which they have a CertiK audit. Now, from the tags to AI, Big Data, Enterprise Solutions, DeFi, and the Polkadot ecosystem, we talk about these three first ones. We talk about these three a lot. So let's dive into what Covalent actually is. So Covalent looks to provide a unified API that is bringing visibility to billions of blockchain data points. Now, here are just some of the blockchains supported. These are all massive names: Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, AVAX, Phantom, Moonbeam, Polkadot, Starkware, Near, Edgeware, Elrond. All these are massive. If you go through this, it's actually insane. We'll take a look a little bit later as well. Now, this is the absolute richest blockchain data on the internet. The vision of Covalent is to empower the pioneers of tomorrow by providing the richest and most robust data infrastructure for the entire blockchain ecosystem. You have 25 billion transactions indexed every transaction. You have 25 billion rich transactions that are already indexed. 200,000 plus smart contracts available, 30,000 price feeds, and a 30-second refresh rate. And you'll be able to use the Covalent API to access data. Right off the bat, you can see some of their utility and use cases. They have Reef, who's using their wallets for DeFi. You have NFTX, that's going to be building their gallery and their NFT collections. You have Zerion, who's using Covalent for the multi-blockchain strategy. And it shows the balances and positions across Polygon and Binance Smart Chain. You have Chain Guardians, which is migrated from traditional stack of Infura. Now, Covalent provides a unified API to all assets secured by the blockchain network. You'll be able to see live activity on indexing and querying operations, going through the transaction and hash, the timestamps, the types, the query fees, and the blockchain. And on top of it all, CQT token is a staking token and a governance token, so you get the added benefit for that. It's currently listed on Sushi, Gate, FTX, OKEx, CoinList, KuCoin, Kraken, Crypto.com, a lot of big and major exchanges. There are on multiple centralized and decentralized exchanges. Now they have over 500 projects that are building and succeeding with a Covalent API. The list we can continue to go through here. Here's a couple other ones that they mentioned that are completely different than the other list, like Paraswap and Aave, Nifty's, even Cointelegraph is on here, Balancer. There's a lot of projects. A big thing to see with a project like this with a really low market cap are the venture capitalists or the VCs. They have a lot of money backing them. Alameda Finance, Alameda Research, Binance Labs, Free Company, Mechanism for Capital, Spark Capital, Coinbase Ventures. And when you see projects that have Coinbase Ventures, that means at some point they're going to be listed on Coinbase, and this project is not on there yet, so at some point it will get listed. That's a good thing to look forward to. You're able to organize the world's blockchain information with you. They envision a future that is fair and equitable to all data stakeholders. Let's go through their CQT tokenomics and economics. Some of their highlights are complete granular visibility. So they've indexed and decoded entire blockchains, making it available to the developer via a unified API. You have multiple blockchains supported, so it works across 7 different blockchains. It cuts down time to market from 2 weeks to a matter of hours with Covalent. And it's a marketplace for use case, so developers can create their own API endpoints for their projects and list them on the marketplace for others to use. Now, CQT is the native token of Covalent. It's a governance token, which means that people can vote with it. It's a staking asset. Validators will earn fees for answering queries. And CQT is also a network access token, which will fulfill data queries for users of the API. Now, they have 20% in the ecosystem, 10% to seed, 20% to private sale, 8% to staking, 19% to the reserves, 2% to the advisors, 14% to the team, which is fine. Public sale is only 3.4%, and the private sale is 2.9%. And that's private sale number 2. So there's not that much that's going to be available to the public. Keep that in mind with this project. And some other key facts that we didn't mention before, the no-code solution. So Covalent doesn't require the developer to write indexing code or understand the nuances of blockchain data structures. You have enriched and decoded data, so the data is further decoded into a format that is immediately usable by the developer. You have a primer transformation engine, so it's an in-house transformation language that is inspired by the MongoDB query language. With Primer, developers can select just the fields that they want and further aggregate the data to suit their needs. And how the technology works, you go from the blockchains with indexing nodes, it goes into Covalent, and then you can choose what endpoint it's going to be, which gets programmed into the API. Class A is going to be the majors like NFTs, taxes, wallets, and more. Class B is going to be some of these exchanges and other layer ones like Aux, Balancer, Aave, Uniswap. And then you have Class C, which is going to be community built and maintained for. And then you have Class C, which is community built and maintained marketplaces for others to consume. And you have a nice little chart on the token emission on how they're going to be releasing these tokens through this 53-month process. I'll take a look at some of these blockchains and ecosystems they work with. This list is very extensive. And you can see as we get further into this, they start adding more and more projects. Like Scale here, it says there's 100 more on just the ecosystem partners. So considering this only has a $28 million market cap, there's a lot of upside potential for a project like this. They have a long and extensive white paper as well. Definitely take the time to go through this because none of this is financial advice. So you want to go through and make sure this is a project for you. Make sure this is something that you believe in and want to invest in. But in terms of a really low cap gem, if it's something that you do believe in, I think it can perform really well in the long terms. It's one of those that can easily do a 10x move. Taking a quick peek at the CertiK audit, they had 4 issues, but the issues were only informational. So there are actually no issues with the programming or anything that we'd have to worry about, which is great to see. And we're looking at Covalent long term on this daily. We are dropping under the 7860 right now, which is going to be the golden number or the golden ratio in crypto. This is where we like to get our best buying opportunities. We're still squeezing in that high volatility area. Everything is looking strong. Now, in terms of a long-term DCAing position, this is a really great opportunity for that. You could have been DCAing and buying in these last couple of weeks and doing really well. Even if this dips down a little bit more, you can DCA. This would be the bottom floor for a double support retest confirmation. So keep that in mind with a project like this because it's only at a $28 million market cap. So this is a long-term play. Ideally, I'd like to play these to a $2 billion. So you could easily get a 100x move on a project like this if you wanted to be patient and wait for that $2 billion. And even retesting all-time high right now, you're getting a nice little play from 56 all the way to around $1.73. So just shy of a 4x move to retest the all-time high. And technically the all-time high would be at $2. So that is really just under the 4x move. And from where price is currently sitting at 56 cents, if we wanted to retest the all-time high around $2, that's going to be just a little bit shy of a 4x move, which would put us around $120 million market cap, give or take. So even from this high end position, you still would be able to get a 10x move to a $1 billion market cap, which is great. Once the volume starts to flow back in, we might just see some, hopefully when volume starts to flow back in, we'll see some nice pushes on Covalent. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for Bitcoin to start making its moves because this is a low cap alt gem. We're very early in this project. And this is going to wrap up this video on CQT. If you didn't get a chance to before, make sure to throw a like on this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, go check out our Discord program and our premium accelerator. Hopefully everyone has a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're watching this in the world, and we'll catch you on the next one.